My name is Madhavan, that I'm a Malayalee. And then they thought that Kavya Madhavan was my wife. There are those patriots who are brave, who go ahead and say Bharat Mata ki Jai and give their life for the countries, and their sacrifice is unparalleled and all respect to them. But there's another different kind of patriot. The one who knows that nobody is going to praise him, nobody is going to know his work, nobody is going to appreciate him, they're not going to name a road or a statue after him.
ഒരു നായ അടിച്ചു കൊല്ലാൻ തീരുമാനിച്ച അതിനെ പേയിളയ്ക്കെന്ന് വിളിച്ചു പറഞ്ഞാൽ മതി. അതുപോലൊരു മനുഷ്യന് തലയുയർത്താൻ കഴിയാത്ത വിധം നാണം കെടുത്തു നോക്കി അവന് രാജദ്രോഹി എന്ന് മുദ്ര കുത്തിയാൽ മാത്രം മതി.
To Trivandrum to meet Dr. Narayanan. Somebody had told me that there is a case of a good-looking rocket scientist who had an affair with a Maldivian woman, and he was arrested for espionage for giving secrets of Indian rocketry to Pakistan. And eventually he was arrested, tortured and almost killed, and he came out and he was proved innocent. That's the only story I had heard about in Mumbai. And so I thought after Vikram Vedha, this will be a good story to do something different from what I was doing. So with a very shallow opinion, I came to meet Dr. Narayanan. And I will never forget the first time I set eyes upon him, because it changed my life completely after that. Because when I looked at him for the first time, I knew that this man was not about this shallow case. I was missing something. I did not know what it was about his story that I was missing. But there was a lot more to Dr. Narayanan than the case that he was being known for around India. In fact, nobody knew about Dr. Narayanan. When I started talking to him, even he was only talking about the case. He was saying, I was arrested like this, there was no, they could not prove anything, all the claims were wrong, and he was very angry, he was very upset, he was full of angst, and he was hurt that somebody could throw this allegation on him. And I could see all that. And in the evening when he left, I was trying to figure out what I'm missing, but I had a good story that I had heard from him. It took me 7 months to write the script. I wrote the script. I came back to meet Dr. Narayanan here in Trivandrum, and I showed him the script. He looked at it and he said, everything is good, Maddie, but this point is wrong, because I was in Princeton, New Jersey working on the instability theorem with Professor Louis G. Crocco. When I heard Louis G. Crocco, I started sweating, because he's known as the father of the moon missions in America. He's a very, very renowned scientist. There's a theorem after him called the Crocco's theorem. So I said, sir, how do you know Professor Crocco? He says, no, I did my thesis under him. That's where I learned the stability theorem. And I didn't know. Nobody knew that he had been to Princeton. He was the first Ivy League student, and he finished his thesis in 10 months. And slowly he taught, instead of the case, Nambi sir started talking about his achievements in France, in Princeton, in Scotland, negotiations he did, then Russia, the cryogenic engine. It was a baffling story that I have never heard. I didn't even believe it is true. And then finally, I asked him, I said, sir, why were you not telling me this story? And you know what he said? He said, why? That is not a story. They paid me a salary, I did my job. And that is the day I decided to make a film on Dr. Narayanan's achievements and not on the case. Because a huge realization dawned upon me, which is the true patriots in this country. There are those patriots who are brave, who go ahead and say Bharat Mata ki Jai and give their life for the countries, and their sacrifice is unparalleled and all respect to them. But there's another different kind of patriot. The one who knows that nobody is going to praise him, nobody is going to know his work, nobody is going to appreciate him, they're not going to name a road or a statue after him, but him or her. But they still put their life online, take all the risks and do their job for the sake of the country. And the contribution to this country is unparalleled. And it is very unfortunate that somebody like Dr. Narayanan and what happened to him should happen in India, because we are seeing the result of what happened. We got pushed back by almost 20 years in terms of space research. So I made the movie for two reasons. One is, a person like Nambi Narayanan should not happen to any country. Forget about India, he should not happen to any country. Because if you don't take care of the people who make you great, you cannot remain great. And the second reason I made is, as filmmakers, we all make big budget films on our freedom struggle and independence struggle and the fight against the Mughals and other stories. But there's another field that India is really, really good at, especially the Malayalis and the South Indians, which is science and technology and IT and medical sciences as well as space research. And we are renowned around the world for being the best in this. But nobody makes. When America makes a film called Steve Jobs or Apollo 13 or First Man or any of these films, we believe that America, they are capable of making such great stories. But we have better scientists and better professions even in India, and we don't make stories about them. Where is a Sundar Pichai, Satya Nadella, Indranadri? All these people from the south have done so well, from Vaartha to everybody else, to Raja Cholan. All these people have done extraordinary feats in science and engineering. So we should make films about them, and we should celebrate these engineers. So to celebrate the technical achievements of our country and to know how good we are is another reason that we made the film. In all the launches from the time it was installed till now, about 75 or 78 launches, which is a world record by itself. It's unbelievable. It's a self-relying, self-rectifying engine, and no other person has been able to do it. In fact, it was used in the Mangalyaan and the Mangal mission, the mission to Mars. All the other countries that became successful, they used three types of engines: the solid fuel, the liquid fuel, and the cryogenic. All three are required to travel, for a satellite to travel for 1 year to go to Mars. India was supposed to get the cryogenic engine, and because of this case, they couldn't get it. So they used Nambi Narayan's Vikas engine and the solid fuel engine, only these two engines, to become successful to go to Mars. And that is the reason this achievement is so spectacular. If this achievement was there in any other country, he would have been celebrated like nobody's business. I mean, the Russians sent a dog to space. The entire team, from Murli to Prakash to I had a lot of people from Kerala who had come. Nandan, who was my AD, all their contribution, without whom this film is impossible. They are there, and especially all the people who came from Kerala who were in love with Dr. Nambi Narayanan, including Vijit, my editor, my designer for the posters, Anup. All of them are Malayalis, and they are God sent. Today, if this film is getting any appreciation anywhere, it's only because of the contribution of this team that has stuck by me even through COVID. People have worked without salary through the COVID 2 years. The people who are, Rajesh sir was busy shooting his films. He had a lot of films to shoot and he was very busy. But the rest of the people, they just stuck with me. And it was very touching to see the affection he has. And Rajesh sir is the reason that this film started, because he has done an extraordinary interview with Dr. Nambi Narayanan, which I saw. That interview is the reason I did the film.
ഇത് തുടക്കം മുതൽ എന്തോ ഇതുപോലെ തോന്നിയിരുന്നു. കറക്റ്റ് ഈ പറയുന്ന കേസുകളിൽ ഇതിന് മറ്റുള്ള പുറത്തുനിന്നുള്ള സൈഡിൽ ഞങ്ങൾക്ക് ഇതിന്റെ ഇൻഫർമേഷൻ കിട്ടിയിരുന്നു. കുറേയൊക്കെ ഞങ്ങൾ അന്വേഷിച്ചപ്പോൾ പല രീതിയിൽ ഇതിന്റെ ഇൻഫർമേഷൻ കിട്ടിയിരുന്നു. ഇതിൽ എന്തൊക്കെയോ ഇതുണ്ടെന്ന് ഈ കേസ് ഉണ്ടാക്കിയതിൽ. അത് കഴിഞ്ഞ് പിന്നീട് 2010 മുതൽ ഈ കേസ് പിന്നീട് കൃത്യമായിട്ട് കോടതി വെർഡിക്റ്റ് എല്ലാം വന്നു കഴിഞ്ഞപ്പോൾ അദ്ദേഹത്തിന്റെ ഇന്നസെൻസ് തിരിച്ചറിഞ്ഞപ്പോൾ തീർച്ചയായിട്ടും ഒരു മലയാളി എന്ന നിലയ്ക്ക്, ഒരു ഇന്ത്യക്കാരൻ എന്ന നിലയ്ക്ക്, പിന്നെ ദൈവം തന്നൊരു സാഹചര്യം, ഇത് പ്രത്യേകിച്ച് മാഡി സാറ് ഈ പ്രോജക്റ്റ് ചെയ്യുന്നു എന്നറിയുമ്പോൾ ഇതിനു മുമ്പായിട്ട് ഞങ്ങൾ നേരത്തെ അദ്ദേഹമായിട്ട് കോൺടാക്ട് ഉണ്ടായിരുന്നു, മോനൊക്കെ ആയിട്ട്. അപ്പോൾ ഈ പ്രോജക്റ്റ് ചെയ്യുന്നറിഞ്ഞപ്പം ഞങ്ങൾ തന്നെ എന്ത് റിസ്ക് എടുക്കാനും സാധിക്കുന്ന രീതിയിൽ റിസ്ക് എടുക്കാൻ ഞങ്ങൾ തയ്യാറാവുകയാണ്. കാരണം വി ഹാവ് ഗോട്ട് ബിലീഫ് ഇൻ ഹിം. അതിന്റെ പശ്ചാത്തലം ഈ പ്രത്യേകിച്ച് ഒരു മനുഷ്യന് ഏറ്റവും കൂടുതൽ ഒരുപക്ഷെ ഇന്ത്യയിലെ ശാസ്ത്രീയ രംഗത്ത് ഏറ്റവും കൂടുതൽ ആദരിക്കപ്പെടേണ്ട ഒരു മനുഷ്യൻ ഇത്രയും കൂടുതൽ നീചമായിട്ട് ചവിട്ടി താഴ്ത്തപ്പെട്ടതിലുള്ള ആ വിഷമം, ഒരു മനുഷ്യനോടുള്ള ആ ഒരു വിഷമം തീർച്ചയായിട്ടും ഇതിനെ പിന്നിലുണ്ട്.
My shoot happened at Kerala. The first song happened in Kerala. And from that day itself, everybody used to think because my name is Madhavan that I'm a Malayali. And then they thought that Kavya Madhavan was my wife. So it was, but they always showed the utmost respect and love for me. I've been so touched by the entire attitude of Malayalis, not only in Kerala, but I live in Dubai right now. Even there, I am Madhavan Chetta to them all. Maddie Chetta is what they call me. So I am eternally indebted to everything that Kerala and Malayalis have contributed to my life. They've always been lucky for me. My first film was shot here as an actor, and my first film as a director has been done as a producer. Among all the people in the world and all the people I've worked with, it has to be another Malayali family, the Moolans. So I think it's a very lucky sign for me. Thank you so much, guys. I know we have a one-on-one lined up as soon as this is over, before the function. So I'm very, very grateful. Thank you so much.